It's the antithesis to having faith in God and trusting that God will provide you with your means. Is gambling permitted by the Bible? Well, the answer is no. Jewish people have been taught by the Torah in the Bible and in the code of Jewish law that we are prohibited from gambling. Now, gamble basically means taking a chance. We gamble with many different things. We gamble with our life. We gamble relationships. What is the definition of gambling? Traditionally, when we think of gambling, we think of a casino. We think of going to a gambling casino and gambling away our money, which basically means that you are investing your money with the hopes that you'll make back much more. So what could possibly be wrong with gambling? Isn't it like any other business? You're putting money in with the hopes that you'll earn a profit. So why is gambling prohibited? Why is it against Jewish law that one is not allowed to gamble? Well, on the surface, the traditional explanation would be, when we go to a gambling casino and you're sitting around a blackjack table or a roulette table, when you look at the individuals, most of the times they are totally strangers. They are also putting their money down. When you win their money, they are not happy. They are not happy to lose their money. So there is a sense as if you are taking away their money unwillingly. Although they voluntarily came to the blackjack table, they voluntarily are playing the game, but when they lose, there's a part of them that looks at you that they're not happy that you won their money. And it has a level of thievery associated with it. It's as if you are stealing their money. Yes, even though they voluntarily came to play the game as well. But our sages have explained that when it comes to gambling, it's a fine line between a business investment or you are taking other people's money away. And this is the reason why our sages have instituted a ban, a prohibition that Jewish people are prohibited from gambling, specifically for that purpose, is because it is very closely associated with thou shalt not steal, which is part of the Ten Commandments. But when you break it down to a much deeper level, and when you take it down to an esoteric level, and asking yourself the question, why are you gambling? Why are you going to take hard-earned money or otherwise and gamble it away with the hopes of winning so much more so? So if we break it down in its own level, in the level of faith, one needs to understand that God Almighty in heaven is the one who decides what your income will be. God Almighty in heaven, at the beginning of every year, sets aside an amount that you are going to be earning throughout the year. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing that you can do to change that. When God has already decided how much income you're going to earn the year, that is the income that you're going to be. God has told us in the Bible, 6 days a week you shall work and you should earn a living. We need to make an effort to earn a living. You can't just sit back and say, well, God has already decided how much money I'm going to make, so why work? God knows how much I'm going to make, so no matter what, I'll be making that amount of money. No, God tells you, work 6 days a week. Put in your time, work hard, and you will earn a living. In addition, not only to earning the living, this is where we need God. We need to be able to hold on to our earnings, meaning that whatever we earned, we should be able to keep and use for meaningful purposes, and not, God forbid, for medical bills or other type of expenditures that we get no pleasure out of. There is the priestly blessing that the priests say it in synagogue during the holidays, and parents say it to their children every Friday night. May God bless you and protect you. And our sages explain that God should bless you with sustenance and guard you, that your sustenance that you receive should be used towards pleasureful, meaningful expenditures, not otherwise. And this is why when we earn an honest living, and we are honest in our business dealings, and we put in our 6 days a week hard work because we're going to rest on the seventh day, God will assign to you your amount, your allocated amount. And if you think that 6 days a week is not enough, I need to earn more money, I'm going to work on Saturday, I'm going to work on the day of rest, because you think you're going to make more money, it's not going to work, because that's not part of your allotment. You may think, you may fool yourself that, hey, I'm going to work an extra day, I'll make more money, but you don't know what the other end of the deal is, that you may make some extra money, it may actually show up in your account, but where's that money going to go? So this is why God has instructed us how to make a living. And each one of us, when we work hard and we make an honest living, you will see that your sustenance that you have worked hard for will not only remain with you, but it will be used for your livelihood. It will be used for pleasantful things, for meaningful things. And therefore, when we think about it, it's an actual partnership between you and God. God makes you the manager of the means that He will provide with you. He will give you a certain amount of income that God thinks that you deserve, and He's going to expect you to manage it properly. When you manage your means properly and honestly, then He will be pleased and He will trust you with more, and you will earn more. And this comes especially when it comes to charity. We are required to have unconditional faith in God and never question God. However, there's one exception, and that is where God says, you may test me. And that is with the act of charity. That when you take from your hard-earned means and you give it away to charity, you are guaranteed to have a return of tenfold amount. That's a guarantee, that's a promise. And God says, test me, try me. Give the charity and you will see, you will earn back 10 times what you gave. And that's why charity is a pillar of the world, is being charitable, being generous. The same thing is why there's a prohibition about gambling. It is because we are taking hard-earned money and we're thinking that by gambling it away, you will earn more money. It's the antithesis to having faith in God and trusting that God will provide you with your means, with your needs. God will make sure that you have what you need. By gambling away the money, you are, in essence, failing to trust God, and you are failing in your faith that God Almighty in heaven has decided already what your income will be. And gambling away your money is not a wise way of squandering away the hard-earned money that God has given you. Because when we think that we're going to earn more money through gambling, it is an erroneous assumption. Rather, when you have complete faith in God and put in 6 days of hard work, you will succeed and you will be successful and prosperous. There was once a gentleman who came to a rabbi and to file a complaint that another member of the congregation has opened up a competing business right across the street from him. He says, how can he do that? He'll be taking away all my money. How am I going to survive? Who's going to support me? How am I going to be able to support my wife and children when competition is so close and so nearby? The rabbi looked at him and told him something very interesting as a metaphor, which is an all-telling story about livelihood. And the metaphor was, he says, do you ever notice that when a horse goes to drink its water, when the bucket of water is there, or any type of body of water that's there that the horse is about to drink, the horse first either kicks some dirt into the water to cloudy the water, or mixes the water with its hoof. Why does it do that? And the rabbi goes on to say, you see, when the horse looks inside the bucket of water, what does he see? He sees a reflection. He sees another horse there. And he gets all excited. Oh, some other horse is going to drink my water. How dare he? However, when he muddies the water, or he shakes up the water, he doesn't see a reflection. He feels, oh, all this water is for me. And the rabbi looks up to him and says, you understand that? Even a horse, he thinks that competition is going to change the amount of water that he has in his bucket. And reality is that the water will always be there. In other words, God Almighty has enough means for everyone. Your friend who opened up a competing business across you, don't worry about it. There's plenty to go around. Because God Almighty is the one who decides what your income is going to be, regardless of your competitors' work. You need to be satisfied with what you have, continue on working hard, and God will give enough for you, enough for your competitor. And this is an interesting lesson in life. In life, when we pursue a livelihood, especially when we start out young, our first career, and we begin working hard towards an income, there is a lot of challenges that we go through in life trying to survive. And especially in this economy, I personally have fallen prey to many pitfalls, to many challenges, to many temptations in the financial arena, especially when I was responsible for keeping 6 various charities alive during very difficult economic times. I was tempted and I fell prey to many activities that I was not proud of and happy of. And thinking to myself that I had no choice, I had to do it. But in reality is, where's my faith in God? One needs to have faith in God that God will provide you. And never allow the inclination, the temptation, trying to lead you astray and thinking by doing things that are inappropriate is going to earn you a greater living. At the end of the day, it will not, because God has already decided what your income will be. Have faith in God and bring it to the next level, which is having trust in God. The difference between faith and trust is trust. When you trust in God, as it says on every dollar bill, "In God we trust," means that you can lean on God and know that He would keep you, that He will sustain you, He will provide you with all your means, that you need in an abundant measure. May God bless you to be successful in your business. May we stay away from gambling. As tempting as it is, we need to always remember to have faith in God. And if God tells us not to gamble, we don't gamble, but we work hard. We earn our living, we spend it wisely, we invest it wisely, and we give charity wisely. And with that, God will make sure that you have all the means that you need for the rest of your life in an abundance of measure. God bless you. God loves you.